AI has come a very long way. AI now can let you build materials that have never been built before using AI. Microsoft just released MatterGen, a new paradigm of material design with generative AI. They said material innovation is one of the key drivers of major technology breakthroughs. The discovery of lithium cobalt oxide in the 1980s laid the groundwork for today's lithium-ion battery technology. It now powers modern mobile phones and electric cars, impacting daily lives of billions of people. Material innovation is also required for design, more effective solar cells, cheaper batteries for grid-level energy storage, and absorbance of recycled CO2 from atmosphere. That's the first paragraph they have about this MatterGen. And basically they're saying these discoveries of new materials could lead to something groundbreaking like the battery that is powering our phones, laptops, and pretty sure any device that you're listening to me on right now, which is kind of true. And so MatterGen basically has brought into the forefront of creating materials that you have never seen. MatterGen works like this. Basically, you know how image generations work? It kind of works backwards where it turns noise into something that you can see and that is more readily understandable by a human being. Like, let's say they work backward, they denoise the static to make like a face based on what they were trained on, the data they were trained on. So let's say you didn't want to train an AI on, well, pictures or anime or people. What if you want to train it on like geometry, shapes, molecular structures? And that's really what's happening now. They're now using AI to train on geometry, understand physics, and understand the correlation between objects, geometry, and how that comes all together with different materials. So it's pretty much an image generation, but it's an image generation only for, well, new, never before seen geometry, shapes, and molecular structures, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Basically, this went head to head with a lot of different other models that kind of was in the field trying to do this. In this graph here, you clearly see MatterGen is beating out the competition better than anyone else right now, which you already know if they're releasing something, it's probably going to be better, or they probably wouldn't even said anything about it. But also, they said that this also is beating out screening by itself. You would definitely still need screening, but it helps cut down on how much resource and time goes into making these new molecules and different materials, because, well, if you're trying to make a new molecule, it's a lot of trial and error because you don't actually know what you're doing because it's kind of never been done before. There's a lot of hypothesis that goes into it and thought process into thinking how this material will come into being and how it will work. But if it's never been done, you don't know exactly how this is going to turn out a lot of times. So MatterGen helps with building that process, help you with the ideation and the thinking of how the structure will work and whether this will be a stable structure or not. And so it cuts down on the need for screening and it beats it out by like a huge margin. As you see here, where it outperforms screening just by itself, where you see right here that MatterGen by itself, you see in MatterGen in the teal and the traditional screening in yellow, that you see that MatterGen is finding novel, stable, and unique structures that satisfy the design requirements of having bulk modules greater than 400 GP, which is basically saying that it's achieving the goal. It's able to find these molecules that are able to help with research when it comes to finding new materials, which is key to, this industry. This is going to cut down on a lot of different cost variables as far as man hours, as far as like ideation. It's still going to take a long time to do this, and you still need professionals. And these professionals will definitely need to be very educated to do this, but it helps out these professionals in their day-to-day. I think this is actually pretty cool because we need something like this to think outside the box, to cut down on time, because maybe this is going to be the next thing that brings into the next era of technology. Because AI is already cool, but what if there's like other technology that can help make GPUs faster, stronger? Or one of the things that happened with NVIDIA is you see that most of the chip or the graphics card are actually fans. They're actually there to like cool down the actual like the components that make the graphics card or graphics card. They're like heat sinks and just a whole bunch of different things that are helping cool down our graphics card because it just generates that much heat, and the materials are very heat sensitive when it comes to the extreme heat that's being output. But if you have certain materials that aren't as heat sensitive to a lot of these things, it could really cut down on, well, how far you can push a graphics card. You think about it like that. Also, this could be even better for maybe like health saving things, because maybe there's new material that can be more compatible with human bodies. Like let's say you made organs out of these new materials, because one of the issues with like organs or new tissue onto a body or grafting it onto a body is it usually rejects the tissue or the organ if it's not really compatible. Like, you know, your body knows it's a foreign object. That's why when you get sick, your body naturally attacks these illnesses, these germs, these pathogens. What if there's something that like your body understands that maybe this is foreign, but it's also not a threat to our body, which could lead in a lot of different ways to be a huge benefit for society as a whole. You tell me what you think down below. Do you think Microsoft was on to the right track, or do you think this is, well, kind of scary that we're leaving new frontiers up to AI and not humans? If you want to keep up the latest and greatest technology, AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dexter out.